Hey, now you're driving me crazy.
Many years ago, a consultant was helping me redefine the vision of my practice. And what he gave to all of us was a book. It was entitled As a Man Thinketh. And he would read this book several times a month. I would read this periodically, and I've forgotten to read it for a while. This book was published in 1902. It's sold many times over. And I would like to do my reading for 12 or 15 minutes from this text. I hope you can stay with me. Thought and character. The book of Proverbs 23:7 proclaims, "As a man thinketh in his heart, so is he." This adage reaches out to every condition and circumstance of human endeavor. Each of us is literally what we think, our character being the complete sum of all our thoughts. As the plant springs from and could not be without the seed, so every one of our acts springs from the hidden seeds of thought and could not have appeared without them. This applies equally to those acts called spontaneous and unpremeditated as to those that are deliberately executed. Action is the blossom of thought, and joy and suffering are its fruits. Thus we do garner in the sweet and bitter harvest of our own plantings. We are what we think we are. If our mind has evil thoughts, we will suffer pain. If our thoughts are pure, joy will follow. Human growth is a natural phenomenon and not a creation by artifice. Cause and effect is an absolute and undeviating in the hidden realm of thought as it is in the world of visible and material things. A noble and godlike character is not a thing of favor or chance, but is the natural result of continuous effort and right thinking. The effect of a long-cherished association with godlike thought. An ignoble and bestial character, by the same process, is a result of continued harboring of groveling thoughts. We are made or unmade by ourselves. By our thoughts, we forge the weapons which we can destroy ourselves. Likewise, we also fashion the tools with which we build for ourselves heavily mansions of joy and strength and peace. By the right choice and true application of thought, we ascend to divine perfection. By abuse and wrong application of thought, we descend below the level of the beast. Between these two extremes are all grades of character. We are our own maker and master. Of all the beautiful truths pertaining to the soul which have been restored and brought to light in this age, none is more gladdening or fruitful of divine promise and confidence than this, that we are the masters of our thought, the molders of our character, and the makers and shapers of conditions, environment, and destiny. Each of us is always his own master, even in our weakest and most abandoned state. However, in a state of weakness and degradation, we become foolish masters and misgovern the household. When we begin to reflect upon our condition and to search diligently for the law upon which our being is established, we then will become wise masters, directing our energies with intelligence and fashioning our thoughts to fruitful issues. Such is the conscious master. And we can only thus become by discovering within ourselves the laws of thought, which discovery is totally a matter of application, self-analysis, and experience. Only by such searching and mining are gold and diamonds obtained, and we can find every truth connected with our being if we will dig deep into the mind of our soul. And we are the maker of our own character, the molder of our own life, the builder of our own destiny. We may unerringly prove if we will watch, control, and alter our thoughts, tracing their effects upon ourselves, upon others, and upon our life and circumstance. by linking cause and effect, by patient practice and investigation, and utilizing every experience, even the most trivial, everyday occurrence, we will obtain that knowledge of ourselves which is understanding, wisdom, and power. In this direction, as in no other, is the law absolute, that we will find what we seek for. For only by patience, practice, and ceaseless importunity, in this way we can enter through the door of the kingdom of knowledge. The thought factor in achievement. All that we achieve and all that we fail to achieve is the direct result of our own thoughts. In a justly ordered universe where loss of equipoise would mean total destruction, individual responsibility must be absolute. Our weakness and strength, purity and impurity are our own and not another's. They are brought by ourselves and not by others. They can be altered only by ourselves, never by others. Our condition is also our own and not another's. Our suffering and happiness are evolved from within. Abraham Lincoln would say, a man or a woman can make up his or her mind to be about as happy as he chooses to be. A strong person cannot help a weaker unless the weaker is willing to be helped. And even the weak must become strong by themselves. They must, by their own efforts, develop the strength which they admire in others. They and they alone can alter their condition. It has been usual to say and to think many people are slaves because one is an oppressor. Let us hate the oppressor. Now, however, there is amongst an increasing few a tendency to reverse this judgment and to say, one person is an oppressor because many are slaves. Let us despise the slaves. The truth is that the oppressor and slave are cooperators in ignorance and while seeming to afflict each other, are in reality afflicting themselves. A perfect knowledge perceives the action of law in the weakness of the oppressed and the misapplied power of the oppressor. A perfect love, seeing the suffering which both states and tells condemns neither, a perfect compassion embraces both oppressor and oppressed. Serenity. Calmness of mind is one of the most beautiful jewels of wisdom. It is a result of long and patient effort and self-control. It is presence, an indication of a ripened experience and of a more than ordinary knowledge of the laws and operations of thought. We can become calm in measure that we understand ourselves as thought-evolved beings, for such knowledge necessitates the understanding of others as a result of thought, and we develop a right understanding and see more and more clearly the internal relations of things by action of cause and effect. We cease to fuss and fume and worry and grieve and remain poised, steadfast, serene. Calm people have learned how to govern themselves, know how to adapt themselves to others, and they in turn reverence their spiritual strength and feel that they can learn from them and rely upon them. The more tranquil we become, the greater is our success, our influence, and our power for good. Even ordinary merchants will find business prosperity increase as they develop a greater self-control and equanimity, for people will always prefer to deal with people whose demeanor is strongly equable. Yes, humanity surges with uncontrolled passion, is tumultuous with ungoverned grief, is blown about by anxiety and doubt. Only those whose thoughts are controlled and purified make the winds and the storms of the soul obey them. Tempest-tossed souls, wherever you may be, under whosoever conditions you may live, know this: in the ocean of life, the isles of blessedness are smiling, and the sunny shore of your ideal awaits your coming. Keep your hand firmly upon the helm of thought. In the bark of your soul reclines a commanding master. He does but sleep, wake him. Self-control is strength. Right thought is mastery. Calmness is power. Say unto your heart, peace, be still.